What's going on, guys? I'm Ryan Ross, and today we're going to be checking out this helmet and this welder by Hitbox. So let's get into it. So let's go over what this kit comes with. It comes with the welder itself. This is the HIM 200, I believe. I believe it's actually only a 140 amp machine. It is gasless, but it can do, it's a 4-in-1 welding machine. So you can do MIG, gasless MIG, you can do TIG welding on it, you can do stick welding on it, and you can actually attach a spool gun to this machine, supposedly. Comes with Chinese, good old Chinese ground clamp. Also, the DINS connector. These DINS connectors I'm not a fan of. These are like the small 25 DINS connector, I believe they're called. Goes into there. Comes with their MIG welder, that's gasless. It's funny because this is gasless and they gave you a gas tip instead of giving you a gasless tip. You can pick those up at good old Harbor Freight. Comes with a little stinger stick. It's about 5 feet long. Also, the Chinese good old brands that they all use. For 160 bucks on Amazon, it's a pretty good deal if you want to start getting into welding. It is a beginner's welder. Let me get that up front with you guys. This is not no competition, fabrication. This is, you know, home hobbyist, little stuff around the house. You know, you can maybe put on a couple mufflers or something like that, or you want to build a go-kart. This is probably the welder you would want to go with. You don't need to get anything really fancy or expensive. 160 bucks. Comes with some consumables here, 2 tips and another cover there. Nothing crazy. It has the 110 to 220 converter. Me personally, if you're gonna go this route where it does plug into 110, I would prefer it to have the 220 first and then plug into a 110 converter versus the opposite here. That's just my preference. Doesn't make a difference. I think the cables would be a little bit thicker if you did the 220 first. So let's plug this in. Also wanted to go over this helmet. This is a normal welding helmet. It has a pretty big visor on there, as you can see, but it has a little cool feature. It's not gonna help you weld any better, not gonna help you see any better, but it is a cool little gimmick they got here. This goes from 5 shade all the way to 8, and then you can press mode again. It goes from 9 all the way to 13, and then you can press mode again, it goes to ground. You press settings, then you can change your sensitivity, lower or more, or you know, more or less. You can go down and hit it again. You can do your delay more or less if you want to do it that way. Pretty cool gimmick they got. Like I said, not gonna help you see any better or anything like that. The visor is pretty good. I used it already once and you could see pretty good with it. This is, I would say, probably compatible with like a Harbor Freight, you know, purchase. I believe this goes for 120 bucks. I would say it's better than Harbor Freight's top line there. So if you want to get a nicer welding helmet, this one might be for you. Just so I wanted to let you guys know that manual is crap, so we're not going to be going over the manual at all in this review. The on and off button is pretty nice, I would say, if you're one of those guys that cares about that. So on the side here, it has your door. It only holds probably a pound. It says half a kilogram. They sent me this wire. It's just flex core wire. Half a kilogram. I don't know what a half a kilogram is. Is that 1 pound? A little bit over a pound, I believe. Spool. It does have a plastic roller in here, which you know how those go. You can switch out your roller there and flip it to a higher or thicker wire. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how they have this wired though. I feel like that's gonna bunch up there. over time, or if it clogs there, it's going to push this and it might spit out stuff there, and that might be an issue. And then they also have this right here, on and off switch. If it switches it from wire feed to spool gun. So I don't have a spool gun, so we're not going to be doing that today, but that is in there. Close that up. So right here, it's going to have your flux thickness of wire, 0.8 or 1.0. They use a different gauge than we do in the US, so I don't know exactly what thickness that is. If you press this, it's going to navigate you around the circle. So right now, that is going to be your spool gun setting. That is going to be your stick welding, TIG welding, and MIG welding. So right now we have the MIG welder hooked up. We'll go to the MIG welder. So right now it's at 200. That's going to be at full. I don't know how you are supposed to control your wire feed, because I think it's preset with every increment you go up. It's already preset to its own. You can't change it, which that is kind of annoying. I don't know what this feature is, but every time I lower it, it was welding terrible. So I kept it all the way up and it's welding pretty good. You just click that in, by the way. And I've been welding thicker material, so I've been keeping it at full blast here at 200, whatever that means. I believe that's 140 amps. So yeah, that is all we go. But let's weld some stuff together here and see what you guys think. So we got a test plate right here. This is a, I believe 3/8 plate right here. We are just going to weld the bead and see how it looks. Yeah, so let's do it. Check it out. Should go a little slower and could go a little hotter, but if I go slower, it might penetrate a little bit better. But all in all, it's a pretty good weld. Not a lot of splatter, as you guys can see, which I'm pretty shocked that it didn't have a lot of splatter. Usually these flux core machines have a lot of splatter. But all in all, pretty good. In there, but all in all, not too bad. Didn't splatter again. There's a little bit of beads right here. You can see that. But definitely gets the job done. Stack a couple beads on top of each other. Fill that up. Be good. All right, so we are going to try stick welding with this, guys. So what we did is took off the MIG gun and then we put on our ground clamp there. So this is going to be negative. And then our electro holder here, our stinger, is going to be positive. We're running an 1/8 inch 7018 Excalibur rod. So what we're gonna do is turn this on. We're gonna go to the stick setting here. We're gonna do it at full blast here, 200 it says. I believe that's 140 amps. I'm not 100% sure. Usually I like to run these around 120, 125. We'll see what happens, huh? what I want to say. So as you guys can see, it was struggling to stick weld. I was playing around with the settings here too on here, and I just could not figure it out. It was just not keeping it lit. MIG welder was pretty decent. Not a lot of splatter, but it connected the plates together and does what it needs to do for 160 bucks. The stick welder, if you're gonna get this for stick welding, I do not recommend it. Like I said, it is capable of using a spool gun. I don't have a spool gun, so for aluminum, I don't have a spool gun. But you can also do lift TIG. I don't have any gas right now, so we can't do lift TIG right now. But like I said, if you're gonna get this for a gasless MIG welder, I would recommend it for that. But if you're using it for stick welding, I can't recommend it. So, but the helmet, I do like the helmet, guys. This feature is pretty cool. It is just a feature. It doesn't help you do anything better or anything like that. I did bump it a few times and it kind of changed on me. That was kind of annoying. But the lens itself is pretty nice. It's a very large lens. I can see everything, very clear lens. And I like all of the different settings on here for the lens. So pretty good helmet, guys, for 120 bucks. Probably better than Harbor Freight's brand or Harbor Freight's line of helmets. So I do recommend the helmet. The welder, again, guys, don't recommend it if you're trying to stick weld it with it. I was having problems. The settings on here are not very clear. The manual is not very clear. The gasless MIG welder, pretty good for gasless MIG or flux core welding. Did what it needed to do. Wasn't a ton of splatter on there. I wish this machine was in amps, not whatever they got it in. I wish the manual was more clear. That's also an issue. And again, we don't have lift TIG or we don't have a spool gun, which this is capable of supposedly. But you guys decide if this welder is for you. That's all we got today, guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully it helped you decide if you want to purchase this welder or this helmet. If you guys found this video helpful, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a happy new year.